Welcome back to another Ozonics Gaming Dragonfire Real Raw Authentic Reactions, where we do the realest reactions possible, very limited editing, to keep everything real and flowing as naturally as possible. I'm going to just do this quickly because I do want to get into the track. I don't want to hold it too long, but I want to kind of address the song before we move into it. This is a trigger alert, meaning if you are triggered by things, many different things, I would say, but in this instance, suicide, lawyers' thoughts, past, friends, family, and it is a trigger for you. You may not want to watch this video. I do not know how deep this is going to go. I don't even really know what it's about, other than the fact what the name is. How this reaction came to be, this was not a planned reaction. Many times I go and refresh my YouTube, check on things, also get ideas for maybe another reaction, and it just kept on coming across my timeline. And I do a lot of mental health stuff. This is something I struggle with as well. And the name of it really stuck out to me. Kind of nagged at me into the fact that maybe I should do it, check it out, see what is what with it. Full disclosure, I have heard one Ren song, which is Hi Ren. I don't know anything else about the dude. I don't know any of his catalog, nothing. So outside of the one song, this is going to be a blind reaction. But I did want to say that if you are susceptible to triggers, tread carefully. If you continue to watch this reaction, I do not expect you to watch this reaction. So if it is something you don't think you are able to do, please roll out, because I do not want you to get triggered. Okay? I will see you guys on the other side for this track. Ren, Suicide. Let's go. Alright guys, we are back. The way we're going to do this, if you are new to the channel, is I am going to watch this all the way through, unless there is something I really want to cover that can wait, and I'm afraid that I'll lose my train of thought. If that is not the case, all the way through, no pauses, no rewinds, I will do a rating at the end if I remember, and my final thoughts on it. Once again, this is Ren, Suicide. So yeah, let's do it. Official music video. Trippy video already.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Sick boy, bitten by a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword, then drive through the armour. Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
That's a visual. God damn it, keys.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly, what it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility, only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sega, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plaster cast. The truth is that the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying, and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Well, I wasn't ready for the second half. I did well, first half. Was not ready, for the second half when those keys came in. You kind of knew, okay, something's about to happen. Yeah. All right, we're gonna roll out. We will do a rating and my final thoughts on the video as well as the song. So I think it does speak for itself in a lot of ways. But there is something I want to talk about. So I will see you guys on the other side. All right, guys, we are back. That was Ren Suicide. I'm gonna give that an 8.3, 8.5. Very good song. He is a very, very talented individual and a very unique artist. I don't think there's many like Ren. Like I said, this is the only second song I've heard from him. But it kind of carried over from what I thought maybe we were gonna get. He's very artistic, like I said, and very different. There's a lot of musicians nowadays that are doing the mental health scape of things, whether they're rappers, singers, songwriters, whatever it may be. Some obviously are, we're not going to get into that about being them faking it and just using his clout and whatnot and authentic stuff. We've talked about that until the cows come. That's not what I want to talk about. Ren is doing things very differently. His style is differently. The way he approaches it is differently. The way he writes is different, right? Because there's certain things that make his lyrics hard to follow sometimes, at least for the idiot. I do understand it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not, all the time simple, straightforward lyrics. Like when you think of mental health and a lot of like rappers, for instance, NF for example, big fan of NF, but he keeps everything very simplistic. You don't have to kind of decipher words that you may not know or things you may not know. He keeps it very plain. Ren does things in a more rich complexity. He's using like the Fibonacci sequence, stuff like that, right? Very, very unique way of doing it. Very impactful, very cool. But some people might have issues following that because a lot of people don't memorize or remember. And everybody that went to school knows, or studied anything really, knows about the Fibonacci sequence and all that, but they may not know the details of that, of the definition, or remember it. Um, and it was even beyond that line. He uses a lot of more complicated, sophisticated words. Um, that's why I was trying to bring in, not trying to compare. I'm not a fan of comparison stuff. I see a billion reactors do it, and then a lot of other people that their go-to thing seems to be comparing, comparing, comparing. Gamers do it too with games. Like, this game is this. I'm not a fan of it. To me, it just belittles the artists you're comparing them to, and the artists yourself, that artists themselves. Um, you know, I just feel you should let it stand on its own. Um, and I'm letting Ren stand on his own. The only reason I brought that up was because of the simplicity on one side, the sophistication on the other. That's not a commentary on psyche or intellect. It's just about the different approach that Ren has. Um, and it's cool, because he does things very differently. He's unique in that. He's not doing necessarily what everybody else is doing. Yes, he is covering mental health in great detail, but he is doing it very real, very authentically. But he's doing it in his own style. Um, he's not, trying to be somebody he's not. Um, Instrumentally, great, 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 great beat. Really vibed with it. The keys came in, it hit me like a tank. If you are new here, I love keys. Those that are new here, no, I love my keys. So I knew it was going to transition into something more emotional. I just wasn't prepared for how emotional. As far as the video itself, we're seeing a lot of glitches in the matrix, so to speak. I'm guessing, 'cause to me, what I got from it was it seemed demonic. What I mean by that is he's not demonic. That's not what I'm trying to say. Um, there was glitches where it was normal, and then it was almost like a demonic second face. And even when he was passing like people on the street, they had the same thing. So it could be a commentary on the mask that is behind the demons that you're facing, or anybody is facing, that you're just walking past that you're not aware of. And him saying his body's purging, he's not eating, and something about his mother. I don't know if that is a commentary on the fact that after an incident happened, he was just too sick to eat because of how upset he was, or if it was because of an illness. I think if I remember correctly from High Ren, he had big issues, right, with psychosis. And I think somebody said something about Lyme disease. So I don't know if it has to do with that, or um, if it's because of what happened. Um, Now, if I'm ciphering it correctly, apparently a childhood friend, maybe, um, did, or we're just gonna call it, did the deed, I guess, a long time ago. Um, and Ren was not able to save them. Um, that whole part you can really piece together different ways. He could be talking about an individual, and I think he is, in this case. But you could also, be a psyche, another part of you, um, you know, that maybe, you know, you had taken your own life, or you didn't do it. Obviously, you're still alive, but you tried. Um, so it could be you could use it as a reference to your maybe a split personality, or just personifying maybe an emotion, certain things like that. I, however, think he was talking about an individual, as he did name drop. I'm guessing a bunch of his friends, um, and then the one that they weren't able to get to, they weren't able to save. Um, that's something that Ren and them, kind of have to live with and miss. That type of thing is not easy to get over. I don't even know if you could. I guess it just depends on the individual and the relationship between you and the person that did. Uh, I know myself coming, I have a background in many attempts throughout my life. Haven't done it in like a decade, um, so I've been good as far as that goes. Um, but it's something I do understand and something I have personal experience from. So it definitely hit hard. This song is very triggering. I could see for a lot of people, and also very relatable in a very unfortunate way. And I think it's amazing, that Ren decided, he wanted to share it with people, um, not just to bring, recognition to it, but to bare his soul. I'm sure it was very therapeutic for him to, get out his feelings, um, to express it. Um, he has to have some semblance of weight off his shoulders. Not that he's getting over it or it made him feel great, um, and much better, but I'm sure it did something in that regard. Um, and that's the greatest thing about, music or anything really that you're using as that outlet. It's as a way to pour yourself out. Um, because not therapy is not for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody. I am a firm believer in that. I'm not disparaging therapy. I'm sure it works for a number of people. It's never been a thing for me. Probably never will be. So, and many people do it in different ways, and everybody has their own way. Everybody. Uh, and music is a huge, huge therapy for many people. Many people. So, I think it's honestly amazing and awesome of the track and what he did with it. Not just stylistically, but the meaning in it and how he bared his soul. I do hope you guys enjoy this reaction, at least somewhat. Even if it was for just a minute, I appreciate you. Um, Remember, you are not alone in this world, no matter how you feel. I know your mind tells you a billion different things where it negates all of that. Um, I get it. I do. But you aren't alone. There are millions of people out there that feel the same as you, unfortunately. And you're not in it alone. If you ever feel that way, talk to a friend, talk to a family member, talk to a stranger, uh, call a hotline, drop me a comment down below. Um, you know, just vibe out the music, um, play a video game, do something that you love. Uh, you're just not alone. Uh, you're just not. And don't do the deed. It's not going to solve anything. Um, it's not going to take the pain away, and that's why we do it. A lot of people misconstrue the situation of thinking that people want to die, and it's never the case. You just want the pain to end. That's it. You want to be better, but it's not going to. It's just going to be the end. You know, if you believe in God and whatnot, then it's going to be a very bad ending, right? Um, so, and your scars are making you who you are. They're making you unique. They're making you stronger, even if you don't feel it. Because if you're still trying, you're there right now, and you're trying. You're getting stronger by the minute, and you're winning, and you can get through it. But remember, while it can beat you down and destroy you, it also builds the hell out of your character. And then you kind of just have to, at some point, cope with it, channel it into something positive that you can do with it. Myself, I channeled it into not only this reaction channel, but a safe space in the streaming platform on Twitch and Kick, where it's a safe zone for everybody. I have took my issues and all that and channeled it into something positive. Am I a positive person? No. I try to be. And that's all I can do. And that's all you can do. That's all anybody can do. So, just gotta keep trying and never give up. You got this. I believe in you. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be when you're viewing this reaction. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.